Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News, 21 people have been honoured with Rotorua Community Leadership Awards. Lakes DHB is joining forces with local health providers to protect vulnerable babies by funding a safe sleeping infant bed. And Whakarewarewa keep their Baywide rugby competition hopes alive with a 20-18 win over Opotiki. Those stories and more coming up next on City News. 21 people have been honoured with Rotorua Community Leadership Awards. They were awarded at a ceremony at the Rotorua District Council chambers on Friday night. The awards celebrate the Sir Peter Blake Trust Leadership Week and recognise locals who stand out in our community for their leadership in various areas, including the arts, iwi, youth, business, community service, sport and the environment. Mayor Kevin Winters says he's honoured to be involved with the awards which recognise excellence in our community.
This is the culmination of a week's work or week's activities commemorating Sir Peter Blake in conjunction with the Sir Peter Blake Trust, and more importantly that his legacy lives on in all of us through leadership in everything we do. There's no one particular category that's sort of the beacon. They're all important, and it's just a pleasure to be able to acknowledge the different categories, the different category awardees, and using Sir Peter Blake's name.
Lakes DHB is joining forces with local health providers Tipu Ora Charitable Trust and Mana Social Health Services to protect vulnerable babies by providing funding for a safe sleeping infant bed called a Pepi Pod. The Pepi Pod is a portable baby-sized bed which enables babies aged up to 6 months to have their own safe sleeping place. This means that they can be close beside a caring adult at all times, yet safe from accidental suffocation. Lakes DHB midwife educator Lorraine Anderson says the Pepi Pod initiative is part of a larger campaign at Lakes DHB to provide safe sleeping environments for vulnerable babies. She says the campaign also hopes to reduce infant vulnerability by a focus on mothers being smoke-free during pregnancy. Results from the 2012 Perception of Safety are now available online. The survey, conducted in March and April, interviewed more than 400 residents throughout the Rotorua district. The online survey also attracted hundreds of participants. RDC Community Safety Officer Amy Duckett says it's encouraging to see that residents' perception of safety in the CBD has increased since last year.
Well, it's actually the 8th year that we've done the survey, which is great. So we've been able to kind of look at the trends over time. There hasn't been a huge kind of shift in the way people are feeling, which is a good thing because generally people do feel quite safe in Rotorua. One of the positive things that we've noticed this year is that people's perceptions of safety in the CBD in the daytime have improved, and that was something that last year had actually decreased significantly. So that was something that we were hoping to improve in this year. So it's really good to see that it has actually come up.
Amy Duckett says she hopes to see further improvement over the next year with the City Safe Guardians patrolling the streets. The 2012 Rotorua Perceptions of Safety report is available in full on the Council's website. Of course, that's rdc.govt.nz. Police officers from the county's Manukau district have dug into their own pockets and donated thousands of tins of food for families in their areas. The Family Violence Focused Initiative aims to reduce stress on families over the school holiday period and prevent incidents occurring in the home. Acting Prevention Manager Inspector Alan Shearer says police want kids to enjoy their school holidays, but it's a tough financial time for families when having children and their friends at home often leads to empty fridges and empty cupboards. Inspector Shearer says for them, bringing in a few cans each to help their community and reduce the pressure on families is a small gesture, but one that will help a lot. In sport tonight, PGG Wrightson Baywide Premier Rugby saw another extremely tough battle in Rotorua over the weekend when Whakarewarewa took on Opotiki. The locals took the match in front of a relieved home crowd 20-18. Whakarewarewa needed the win to stay in contention for a place in the Baywide Premier Rugby semi-finals. Bay of Plenty Rugby Waiariki Chairman Trevor Albert says currently Te Puke are at the top of the Baywide table, with Tauranga, Opotiki and Rotoiti making up the top 4. Whakarewarewa and Te Puna remain in hot pursuit of the top 4. To the weather now, Rotorua, brought to you by Trevor Robson Signs and Graphics Limited. Tonight, fine but cloudy, fresh northeasterlies and an overnight low of 3. Tomorrow for Tuesday, rain heavy with thunder, gusty easterlies, a high of 10 and a low of 5. The outlook for Wednesday, occasional showers, light winds, a high of 12 and a low of 7. To the marine forecast now for Lake Rotorua. Easterlies rising to 25 knots in the morning, easing to northwesterlies 15 knots at night. Waves rising to a metre in the morning. Rain with some thundery falls developing in the morning, easing later. Don't forget, for program listings and other info, you can check out our website tvrotorua.co.nz. And coming up after the break, Carly Jackson talks to RDC Community Safety Officer Amy Duckett. We're at Hannah's Bay at the native planting in commemoration of Sir Peter Blake Leadership Week, and we meet Dave Richardson, Rotorua Cricket's new development manager.